Greetings! Darlene here. It's been a few days since I've given you an update on what's going on in my garden. I'm not doing much today, but I thought, in fact, I don't think I'll do anything because it's kind of chilly and windy. It's not chilly. It's like 60 degrees, but it feels colder than that because the wind is blowing and it's overcast. But I thought I would show you what I've done the last few days. So let's take a look. First of all, the things that I had planted in here either got up-potted or planted out. And so I planted some new seeds. I have petunia, ground cherry, and that was already in there, but it's just now starting to come up. Rudbeckia, lupin, zinnia, rhubarb, and that also was already in there. It's just starting to come up. Delphinium, bachelor button, and calendula. Now I have lots of calendula, but none of the calendula that I've got came from a seed packet. It came from a bird dropping a seed in my garden and went from there, and I have lots of calendula. If you look at last summer's videos, you would see that. But this one came from a package, and I thought, oh, I'll try some. See how it's different than what I already had. So I'm going to put let me turn you around again. You can see what I'm doing. Put this back on. That was a little tricky to do one-handed. And I don't even know if I put the camera in the right spot. I was concentrating on what I was doing. And then I've got that's got coffee grounds in it that we get from church after Sunday service. They always give us the coffee grounds from the coffee where they make coffee at church. Then in this area, there was lots of grass and stuff. Over here, I plucked all of it, put down a layer of cardboardy type stuff, and I just put the stuff that I plucked on top to keep the wind from blowing anything away. And on a future day, I will put all of that in, either some in the garbage and some in the compost pile, and put real compost on top of all this. So I need to get the rest of this all cut down, and I will get that done, but not today. I felt a few sprinkles. It rained earlier this morning. My Jerusalem artichoke is coming up. I planted out my petunias. That poppies that I just threw out here last winter, quite a few of them have come up. Calendula, alliums, I don't know if it's going to bloom or not. I need to figure out how to get rid of the thistles. I was listening to M.I. Gardner this morning, and he gave several ways that we can kill weeds. I think I'll try the vinegar method. Again, not going to happen today. More grass that I need to pull. The lilies are growing like weeds, and that's good. They will be really pretty once they come, once they bloom. Lots of grass I need to work on getting out of here. My sweet peas are finally starting to come up. I don't know if you can see those or not back there. And my other petunia. And I planted some petunia seeds I'm going to add to parts of those. Although I think those super petunia bubblegums will spread pretty good. My purple irises are blooming. They're so pretty. And those pink flowers are always a nice backdrop. Along here is where I need to get a lot of grass pulled. And the irises that are back here, when they bloom, if they bloom, they bloomed last year, should be yellow. Some daffodils that are all done here. But I guess will look much nicer once the grass gets pulled. All right. Right along the fence here. You can see it. Let me zoom in a little bit. My wind keeps blowing my hair in my face. Oh, there we go. I have black-eyed Susan vine and some various squash. I don't know what they are. Tomatoes, potato. I was going to remember what I planted in there, but I'll remember once they come up. Back here I have some butternut squash, some acorn squash, garbanzo beans, scallop squash. Ones here are pole beans, Blue Lake pole beans, and tomato, some jalapenos, just a regular pepper, planted onions in the little box. tomatoes, lima beans, more tomatoes, sugar pumpkin. I'm planting it to grow up over the fence here. And more, I think that's basil down in there, and then tomato. Lemon balm and mint. And my flowers are in full bloom here. These are daisies. They're always pretty when they come up. They've got a little ways to go. My irises here will be blooming soon. Let's walk over to my garden and see what's going on. Oh, I picked my rhubarb. So that's looking a little sparse right now just because I picked the big ones and left the portion to come up later. My cauliflowers are getting pretty good size there. Nasturtiums. It's all looking pretty good. Oh, the peas are coming up nice. Those are Oregon snow peas, if I'm not mistaken. My potatoes are coming up nicely now, finally. And I've got a few beans in there too. I need to plant more. These are my fava beans. A couple of them I planted from starts that I had started inside, and the ones in the middle I just plucked some seeds in the ground and they came up. Red vein sorrel, parsley, oregano, lemon balm, echinacea, more lemon balm, red vein sorrel. Radish. Carrots, kale, cilantro, looks like beets and lettuce. Onions. Celery, more lettuce, more potatoes. Dahlias, grapes, more potatoes, parsley. I planted some more asparagus back there. And on the table I've got corn, some leggy tomatoes, I think these are basil. And you can see I have a couple more tomatoes out there too. So, that wind wears one out. As you can see, I've gotten a lot done, but I still have a lot left to do. And it's just too miserable out today. It's going to rain again. I saw a black sky over in the south. And tomorrow we'll be away from the house, but not far, for part of the day. Excuse me. I'm anxious for the warm weather. I'm sure y'all are, except for those who've gotten it too warm already. Not here. But at least it's not so cold at night. We've been in the 40s. Everything seems to be surviving. There's one night coming up that's supposed to be 39. But I don't see anything lower than that for the next 2 weeks. In fact, it's supposed to be mostly in the low 50s at night, not in the day. We've been running in low 60s during the day, but it's supposed to get, well, we've had a few days up in the low 70s, and it's supposed to mostly be in the low 70s here in a day or so. So hopefully we enjoy a wee bit of actual spring where it's not too cold and not too hot for a while before we get into full-blown summer, because in the summer, 90s is not uncommon. We get a few days in the hundreds too. We're on the dry side of Oregon, which means that the fields left to fodder grow a lot of sagebrush. But mostly what's grown around here, and I've told you all this before, mostly is wheat fields. We have peas and canola coming up in several areas too. I'm not sure exactly what people do. Well, I know canola is used for oil. I haven't researched how that process works, but I love looking at the fields that are canola. They're such a brilliant yellow. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. And I bundled all up when I was outside. And if I stay all bundled up inside, I get a little bit too warm. So I hope your day is progressing nicely. I know these rainy mornings, rainy days, give me a chance to watch your videos. And then at noontime today, I had a Toastmaster meeting. I have Toastmaster meetings on Tuesday mornings early, like 6:45 to 7:45, and on Wednesday at noon. So if any of you are interested in Toastmasters, go to toastmasters.org and find the little link thing that says find a club, and then you can plug in the area in which you live, and it will give you a list of all the clubs that are meeting in your area. And if any of you are Toastmasters or become Toastmasters, let me know. It would be fun to be able to collaborate with Toastmaster gardeners. Well, may God richly bless you. And if you're a Toastmaster, please don't count my ums and ahs and filler words on a YouTube video because I know I've got some. I'm working on it. Really, I am working on just saying what I need to say and not a whole bunch of extraneous phrases and words. That's part of what we learn in Toastmasters. It's a work in progress. We are all a work in progress, not only in Toastmasters, but in gardening. So I already asked the Lord to bless you. May your gardens always be bountiful, plentiful. May you grow what your heart desires. And may you always seek the truth. Darlene, from Darlene's Garden, signing out for today.